We are live. Hello, this is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire. Whilst that countdown clock is going, I'm setting a few things up in the studio. I've just heard from my phone that we're actually live on Facebook, so good for that. And I'm just going to connect there. And we're connected to Amazon. I just need to start the broadcast on Amazon now and go live. Okay, so we're going live on Amazon and I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to this live broadcast. It is 11 a.m. Eastern. It's 4 p.m. in the UK and 5 p.m. in Belgium. And this is my regular Thursday broadcast to Amazon Live. And also, thanks to my Be Live Studio, we're actually broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching there, please do say hello. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, in the text up above, you will see a link to join us on Amazon Live. The Amazon Live experience is totally different to the experience on Facebook and YouTube. And all you need to do is to click the link to go direct to Amazon Live, which is where I am broadcasting live now. I'm just going to refresh the page and say hello to Amazon Live. So I'm just checking the Amazon Live page to make sure that we are live. If you want to say hello, then please do. Okay, and it's asking me if I want to change my address. No, I don't. I'm definitely in the UK. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Stephen, live from England, and the broadcast is Lights, Camera, Action. And this card explains a little bit more. We're talking about webcams, audio gear, microphones, live video, and Fitbits. Fitbits is the action part of the statement. Okay, now, that's looking outside. That's a live camera feed from my OBSBot 4K. Just put that on the screen. And Alexa, what's the temperature?
At the moment, it's 23 degrees Celsius. Tonight, you can expect a low of 15 degrees.
Alexa, what is 23 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Beaten Alexa. She didn't understand the question. Anyway, in my office at the moment.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later.
Okay, in my office at the moment, it is 80 degrees. I've got a comment coming through. So let's take the comment now. Go here and go here. And the comment made on Amazon Live. If you make a comment on Amazon Live, then I can show your comments in my Be Live studio. And this is Be Live. I'm broadcasting and work for Be Live, which is up there. Okay, and that's why the logo is showing us Be Live, because this is a Be Live broadcast. So I said, good morning. And in the UK, it's actually afternoon as well. So there's a 5-hour time difference. There are 6 English people, 6 broadcasting Amazon Live. I'm happy to be one of them. And we are not employed by Amazon. We are independent broadcasters here to share our stories and our expertise about the items down in the carousel. Okay, now the carousel has 40 items. I'll try and cover as many as I can during the course of the broadcast. But if you want to scroll along and ask questions, please do. I'm here to help. This is a free service from Amazon. And if you've got any questions at all about live broadcasting, now I've been doing this live broadcasting thing for the last 7 years. So if you do have questions about any aspect of live broadcasting, then please do ask. And thank you for the comment. Okay, so where do we begin? I suppose the best place to begin, if I take the low, well, I'll leave it on for a moment. The best place to begin is the beginning. I started live broadcasting 7 years ago. This is just before Amazon Live. And we used our computers, we used the inbuilt camera, the inbuilt microphone, and we were happy because we weren't going anywhere. It was basically just a broadcast, and then you had chat down the side, and this was before Facebook Live. We all got to know each other rather well. A group of 300 or 400 of us actually got together in the end, and then Facebook Live happened, and we said, Facebook Live, people are going to be watching us. We're going to have to improve our game. We're going to have to up our game. We're going to have to get better. So we decided as a group that we would buy our first ever external camera. And as luck would have it, that external camera had a microphone. And I'm going to show you that camera now. Now, if I go over here, and I've tangled it up, just a minute. Okay, wow. They had long leads in those days. The camera I'm about to show you, oh, thank you for the follow. That's just a minute. I noticed, I want to say a big thank you to, just a moment. Baroness of Busy. Thank you for the follow, and really appreciate it. I appreciate every single follow, and I'm grateful, and thank you. And what more can I say? I mean, I could have bells and whistles playing, but I'm not doing that today. I've got noises from every single corner of the universe at the moment. My phone's going, my iPad's going, and I'm trying to keep up. So let's go here. And Corinda's saying, hey, Stephen. Hello, Corinda. Corinda. Right. Zon. Hello, Zon. Nice to see you. I'm good, thank you. Zon is in Vietnam, and it's good to see you. I'm waiting to talk to Mia, which is good. All things are moving forward. I've used the system to do another broadcast on Amazon Live earlier this week. And Zon, who is from Go Studio, thank you for the question, and thank you for joining me. Back to Corinda, and Corinda's saying, hey, Stephen, and then I was followed up with X stands for VCAM. You can't resist, can you? You can't resist. Okay, we're going to come to that in a minute, Corinda, I do promise. Okay, so you're watching Stephen. We're going to get underway in a minute. I know we are. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England, and I'm broadcasting from BeLive. And Zon, it would be good if you could let me know how you are as well. So thank you for asking me. I'm now asking you. And hopefully, Corinda, have you recovered? Because Corinda caught COVID a couple of weeks ago. Well, it seems like a couple of weeks ago. It's probably longer than that to Corinda. So I hope you've recovered, my friend. Okay, and over to Corinda. Not yet. Okay, well, hopefully soon, Corinda. Hopefully soon. It's just, I know it's a downer, and nothing to do about that. Just got to sort of work and live through it. Not easy. Not easy. Anyway, where were we? Oh, we seem to have several conversations going on at the same time. Everything's happening. Okay, this is my first ever camera, and as I say, hundreds of us bought this camera, and many of my friends, fellow live broadcasters, still use this camera today. What I'm going to do is take off the BeLive logo, because you know I'm broadcasting from BeLive, so I'm going to move that. I'm going to put this logo on, so you know who I am. Okay, so you're watching Stephen Healy. That's going to stay there for a little while. This is the Logitech C920X, and I can exclusively reveal if X stands for VCAM, which you'll meet in a moment. Okay, thank you, Corinda. No, to Corinda again. You was talking about Logitech C920X. I am. This is Logitech C920X. And hundreds of us, in fact, millions of people have bought this camera. This is the ideal first camera on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere you want to broadcast. This is my ideal first camera, and got a comment coming in, which I'll take. I've watched several of those shows. I need a full setup for Zoom calls, webcam, mic, green screen lighting, something that would make me look professional, not a huge headset. Can you please help? In actual fact, yes, I can. Let me come back to your question in a moment, and we'll go through the ideal setup. Okay. thank you for the question. And Zon is saying, Logitech webcam is awesome. I totally agree. And if I change back to K, I will. And thank you for watching several of my shows and needing a full setup for Zoom calls, webcam, mic, green screen, lighting. I think we can cover all those during the course of this broadcast. But thank you for the question. Thank you for watching. Now, this camera I bought 7 years ago, which shows how good the quality of the build is. And basically, when you get it, you just plug it in. It's got a straight USB-A connection. Plug it into your PC or Mac. Easy. It's got a 1080-720 lens, and it's got twin microphones. Okay, you can mount it on top of your monitor just using the lip there, and it goes on top of your monitor, or you can mount it on a tripod, because on the bottom of it is a thread. Okay, so, and comments coming in. Have you ever tried Insta3? No, I haven't actually. I will check it out though. There's so many different cameras that we can choose from. Absolutely brilliant. And Corinda's saying he needs to upgrade his C270, which is the Logitech C270, to the Brio. And I'll be talking about the Brio at the moment. And over to Zon again. And Zon is saying Insta, and then over to Kay, and Kay is saying thank you. So we're going to go through it step by step. And I'm trying to keep up. Okay. Right. Some of the comments come on the screen automatically, and some of the comments I've actually got to bring on screen. I can see all the comments that you make on Amazon Live in my BeLive Studio, which is why I can show them on screen. Some of the comments are actually coming in from Facebook, and some of them are coming in from Amazon Live. Thank you for that. But they're all in my studio. And thank you for watching live. Okay, so let's go into the main features of this camera. Now, the way that I work is I'm going to take you through the main features. I've written them down because I don't want to forget anything. This is Logitech C920X. As Corinda intimated, the X stands for extra, and we'll go into the extra shortly. It's full HD, it's 1080p and 30 frames per second. Now, this is the industry standard. Okay, on the web, we can't go higher than 1080. If you've got if you're web-based software, if you're using BeLive or Restream, then we can't go higher than 1080. So this is a good standard camera. It's got clear stereo audio from the two microphones. Now the microphones are omnidirectional, which means they pick up the sound all around you, but it does have HD light auto correction. I can give you an idea of that. If I turn my lighting off, just a minute, I need to load a bit of software. It will come up on screen in a minute and I'll show you. Basically, if I go here, I'm running the software now and clicking there and clicking there. I've switched my light off, and most cameras now will do light correction. So you can still see me because the camera is compensating. Okay, so let's go back to here and switch the light back on, because there's three elements in live broadcasting: the camera, we're talking about the C920X now, the microphone, and I'm using the Elgato Wave 3, which is down in the carousel. Yeah. And that's the one you're listening to. That's the main microphone today, the Elgato Wave 3. So, but HD light auto correction. There is available, if you buy hardware, if you buy a camera or a microphone, you can download the free software to go with it. And there is advanced capture software called Logitech Capture, which I'll be showing to you when we get to the Brio. Okay. And over to Corinda. As Corinda's saying, will it work with AI? No, there's no AI built into this camera. This camera precedes the addition of AI. Most cameras these days, Corinda's saying light correction, is that the other Logitech? Light correction is basically built into most cameras. So if you're in a dark room, Not at midnight though. Midnight's taking it too far, but if you're in a room that doesn't have enough lighting, the camera will try and compensate. It's got a 78-degree field of view. I'm going to explain that when we get on. And this camera, the version that's down in the carousel, was released on the 31st of March 2020. Okay, so mine's 7 years old. The version in the carousel is March 2020, and I dare say it's been updated since then. Okay, so now it's time for the big reveal. When you see a Logitech camera, like a Logitech C920, 922, 925, and it's got an X after it, the X stands, and I'm hoping to find the software here. Yes, I've got it. The X stands, I'm going to bring this on screen. The X stands for extra, and the extra is a 3-month license of XSplit VCam background removal software. Okay, and what I'm going to do now, I'm coming back to me for a second. What we're going to do now, background removal software is absolutely brilliant because you can, especially on Zoom, if you can use background removal on Zoom, then everything that's behind you is hidden. Nobody knows how cluttered it is. And you're keeping some level of privacy because you've got a background removal tool working, and this is how they work, irrespective of which software. But in our case, we're looking at XSplit VCam, but they all work in a similar way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide that card because we know all about that card. I'm going to switch the garden camera off. Okay, and we're now left with the video. So this is an explanation of background removal, and I'm going to switch my mic off. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire, England, and I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself. And this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. Right, so that's how background removal software works. Now, I would normally be using background removal software myself. I've been using XSplit VCam since January 2019. It gets better and better, and every time they release a new version, I create a new video. So that was me on the video, without the glasses, with shorter hair, and a jumper on, because that video was made in the winter. But as a first camera, And I just want to take that off screen. So let me go here, because you know by now that it includes Expert VCAM. So I'll take that off screen and go here and go here. Just a second. Okay. We've been talking about Logitech C920X, which is the camera here. It's the ideal first camera. Okay, if you're looking for and you're starting out, then this is the ideal first camera, because you're getting the camera, you're getting twin microphones as well, and it just plugs into your PC and just works out of the box. Millions of these have been sold. Ideal gift for yourself, ideal gift for friends and family, and it's great for somebody who's just starting to use Zoom or Facebook or YouTube or Twitter and Twitch. A great starter camera. Logitech are based in Newark in California and in Switzerland. It's a Swiss-American company. They have a great reputation for building high quality kit, and this is testament to that, because this camera is 7 years old and it works. It works, still works. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that camera back and go over here. Now I'm going to stay with cameras for the moment, and in the carousel I'm going to move along, and I'm going to go to another Logitech camera, because this Logitech camera is on discount. If you click link in the carousel, it's 34% off. Yeah. So you're saving a third. If you go for the Logitech Brio today, you get a third off the camera. Well, more than a third. You get 34% off the camera. Now, you're actually watching Logitech Brio now, so I can't hold it up and show it to you, but you are looking at it. So this is, and I'm going to give you a few facts first of all, but in 2 minutes time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the software that controls all the cameras. All Logitech cameras, C920, 922, 925, 930, C270 that Corinda mentioned earlier, and the Brio are all controlled by one piece of software. Go to logitech.com, download it, and you can do wonderful things. And I'll show you what you can do in 2-3 minutes. So we're talking about Logitech Brio webcam, and you are watching it. It's Ultra 4K HD. Now, in terms of webcams, you've got 720's DVD quality, 1080's high definition, and 4K's through the roof. Now, the reason I went from the 920 to the Brio is for the 4K. 4K, I was curious as to what 4K is all about. And you can buy the 4K camera now, load OBS, add your camera, set your destination to YouTube, set the resolution to 4K, and you can broadcast for free to YouTube in 4K. Now, the difference between 720 and 4K is night and day. It's absolutely amazing. The clarity of the picture is what we're talking about. Basically, what happens is you go 720, 1080, and 4K. Each image contains more pixels, which means the picture is clearer. So when we get to 4K, you're getting the best picture we as consumers can get from a webcam. Okay, and over to here, and Corinda was saying, I see, and we're joined by Rene Quinteros, who's on Amazon. Thank you very much and welcome. And also, whilst we're carrying on, I just want to say a big thank you to Rene for following me. Awesome, thank you. Brilliant. Following's a win-win, because it helps me, okay, and it helps you, because you can build your own Amazon Live TV channel of all your favorite broadcasters. So Rene, thank you very much. Okay, so on with the Ultra 4K HD, and you can go to YouTube for free. Now, eventually, you're actually future-proofing yourself, because this is the way all live broadcasting is going to go. You'll be able to broadcast in 4K. Now, I've spoken to the tech department to be live. It's technically possible. The thing we're waiting for is the internet infrastructure to catch up. Now, I can tell you that I'm based in Devizes in Wiltshire, which is 93 miles away from London, and 4 streets over from where I live, they're actually laying cable, which will give us the ability to broadcast in 4K. So we've just got to be patient, and we can practice now and be ahead of the game by having a 4K camera now. It is a high quality picture. it's got a built-in noise cancelling microphone. Now, this is important, and it's an important part of live broadcasting. If your dog barks, you hear it, and the people on Zoom and on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch will hear it as well, unless you have a noise cancelling microphone. And a noise cancelling microphone means that the only person who will hear the dog is you. Now, I do lots of live broadcasts. I broadcast 11 a.m. Eastern on Amazon Live every weekday. And it's been pretty hot in the UK over the last few days. It's been 95 degrees, which is hot for the UK, got to tell you. And so all the windows are open. And my windows are open, neighbours' windows are open, and they're fitting a new bathroom. So I was broadcasting live, and I could hear them, drilling, hammering, all sorts of noises, but the only person who heard them was me. Noise cancelling took care of anything apart from my voice, and nobody on Amazon Live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch heard it. So noise cancellation is important. Always look out for noise cancellation. There is software you can get as well. Right, the camera has HD light auto correction. If I turn the light off now, then basically this is just me, and the camera is correcting in high definition so that you can still see me. I prefer to have the light on. I'll talk about the light shortly. But this is my preferred broadcasting camera, a Logitech Brio. We know Logitech, really high quality kit. It's got a wide field of view. Now, I'm going to take something else I'm going to show you later, but this is my Samsung Galaxy S22, which is down the carousel. That is the 90 degrees. So it's in an arc around there. So the camera can see out through 90 degrees. You can tighten it to 78 and 65, and I'm going to show you that in a minute when I show you the software. Just to sort of make the point, it's 4 times the resolution of a typical webcam, so it is full 4K. The auto light adjustment I've been talking about is called Logitech Right Light, and it's got 3 fields of view: 90, 78, and 65. Okay, shall we take that logo off, because you know who I am now. I will display it later in case. So logo's off, that's off. Okay, now if you buy any Logitech camera, you can go to logitech.com and you can download a piece of software called Logitech Capture, and it controls your camera. Now, it means that you can look on screen as you want to, not as you actually are. Every camera has default settings, and if you don't get the software, you are restricted to using the camera's default settings. The software I'm about to show you now is totally free if you bought the camera. So let's go screen share, and I'm going to go over here, and hopefully this will work, but you never know. This is live, and I'm going to go, no, I want to go there. No, I want to go there. Right, I found my software. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring that software on screen. Okay, so this is the software that controls the Logitech cameras. It's called Logitech Capture. Go to logitech.com and download it. Okay, back over here, and I'm going to take that off full screen so you can see me. Okay, this will hopefully work. You don't need, I can hide that. I can switch my camera on, and I can go side by side. Now, what I'm going to do for these purposes is I'm going to go widescreen. So in my studio, I'm changing theme so that you see this widescreen. Okay, now if I go here, first thing about the software is that you can move the camera down or up. You can move it to the left. You can move it to the right. So you've got simple movements, and then you've got the zoom. And this is what I'm going to show you now. Okay, this basically, if I go full screen here, and I'm using the software I've just shown you, and I zoom out, and I zoom out again, and I go to 90 degrees. This is what I actually look like. This is the camera's default settings, right? So myth blown, I'm not sat in front of a brick wall. I'm actually sat in front of a photography backdrop, which you'll find down in the carousel. And the photography backdrop is on a T-stand, and it's basically suspended. And because I've got the Logitech Capture software, yeah, this is the key. Download the software, go to logitech.com, download the software. You don't have to use the camera default settings anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in twice, once, twice, and then I'm going to go to 78 degrees. And this is how I like to look on camera. This is my setting. It looks as though I'm in front of a brick wall. You know I'm not. But if I didn't have the Logitech Capture software, you would be seeing zoom out, 90 degrees. You would be seeing this, which is the default camera settings. Okay, so do go to logitech.com, do download the software. It works for any Logitech camera, apart from the Mevo. Mevo were bought out by Logitech, and they have their own software to control the Mevo. But as far as the Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930, and the Brio are concerned, yeah, you can use Logitech Capture. Now that you've seen 90 degrees, you've seen 78 degrees, I'm now going to go 65 degrees, and I'm now too close to the camera. So I never use 90 degrees. I always go to 78. I've got a little bit of zoom on so you can see me clearly, and you can't see my background. And that's all done through the software that is at the side of me. Yeah. And if I go here, you'll see it more clearly. Yeah, it's all controlled through the software. So I can go up and down, left and right, and I can zoom in and out. In addition to that, I can change the color. I can go bright red. I can come back. Okay. And I'm going to try and get 50% is the default. I can change the brightness, all using the same piece of software. And then I come back to 50%. Okay. I can use auto white balance or not. Now, this is a personal choice. And I'm going to stay with auto white balance off for the rest of this broadcast. So that is the software that you can get with the Logitech Brio to control the Logitech Brio or any other Logitech camera. It's free. Just go to logitech.com, Logitech Capture. Now, we'll be looking at, just let me zoom to the top of here. Logitech Brio, you're actually watching it now. Okay, and we've said, just to recap, it's a 4K camera, noise cancelling microphones, auto light correction for when you've got low lighting, wide field of view. In fact, it's got 3 fields of view, 65, 78, and 90. We've just looked at those. It can broadcast up to 90 frames per second. Remember the C920X, 30 frames per second. This can do 90. We can't do it on the web, but you can do it if you use OBS. It's got versatile mounting. Now, in terms of mounting a camera, if I go to my second camera, yeah, in terms of mounting a camera, I'm just going to switch this off just let me tidy up a bit. Okay. You can either mount your camera on your monitor or computer, or you can mount your camera on a tripod. Now, I've got a tripod down the carousel, which basically means, as we'll see later, this is an OBSBot, by the way. We'll talk about OBSBot cameras shortly. But this is basically the ability to actually have the camera eye level, which is important. And I'll come on to that. Okay, but you can mount it. Basically, as we've said with the, there is a thread in the bottom of the camera, and you just screw the tripod into the camera, and that's good. Okay, so finishing up on the, so Logitech Capture, I've just shown you. You get away from the camera's default settings, and I'm using a photography backdrop. You've seen that now. You've seen it on its T stand. So I'm just going to quickly go over here. If you want to change your appearance on a broadcast, you can either use background removal software, which we saw a few minutes ago, or you can use a photography backdrop. Now, down the carousel is the photography backdrop that is behind me. And basically, just to show you how my setup is, if I again zoom out again, okay, and go to here. Photographers have been doing this for years. It's available to live broadcasters too now. There's no reason why you shouldn't. You've got the T stand, okay, so it's got a stand is in the middle. You've got two bars going out to the top. You suspend your backdrop on there. That's it, and then you just zoom in. Now, the fact that these have been in use for years means that there are literally thousands of backdrops to choose from, different styles, and you're actually improving your live broadcast. Yeah, because if you can put a stand up behind you and have your own favorite backdrop behind you, then yeah, you're actually upping your game is the phrase I was looking for. You're improving your live broadcast. Now, the backdrop that's in the carousel is $14.99, and you also saw, just a minute, just let me find this. I know it's down the carousel somewhere. You saw, let's just highlight this again, zoom out. The stand there behind me is the eMart T-shape, and you can see from the picture in the carousel, it is a T. So rather than having supports at either end, the support is in the middle, and backdrops are not heavy, so it's not a problem. It balances it perfectly. And the one that's behind me now is our 22% discount today. So if you're thinking of upping your game and using backdrops, you can actually do it for $50. Yeah, you can get yourself a backdrop, you can get yourself the stand, and you can change the way you look on camera. And this includes Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You're in control, and you can actually change the way you look on camera. Okay, now let's go zoom back in again to get back to where I want to be. Okay, and 78 degrees. So I'm using photography backdrop. I'm just showing you the backdrop itself and the stand that goes with it. Obviously, you only need one stand, and you can have as many backdrops as you want. Speaking of which, I have a backdrop which I'm working on. Okay, I've got to iron the creases out of this backdrop, but this backdrop is ready to go up behind me, and this is a colourful wall. It's got graffiti on it, so they're easy to stack. And I've just got to get the iron out, or Persuade Angelica. I think Persuade Angelica might be safer, because basically when it's supplied, it's been folded, and the folds, as you can see there, there's a slight fold in the wall. Just need an ironing board, turn the plane surface up, and then just iron away, and you can take out all the creases, so that when you put it up as a backdrop, it looks perfect. Just a hint, tip, and trick as to how you can actually improve your broadcasts, especially on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Okay, and okay, just a minute. Just let me go here. And okay, I'm just checking. Okay, now, just a reminder, I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live today. I'm going to go over here and put this on screen. No, don't want a countdown. I want this. Okay. Your host is Stephen Healy from England. That's me. I'm one of 6 English broadcasters on Amazon Live. We're talking about live broadcasting. We looked at Logitech Brio. We're going to look at the Samsung S22 mobile. Thank you for watching. Goes without saying, I do appreciate you spending part of your day with me. And if you've got any questions, please ask. Now, we're asked a question a few minutes ago, which basically is here. Okay, this is the question. And I'm going to take that up for a moment, and we're going to go with the question. Because if you ask me a question, I will give you an answer. Okay. Now, Kay has said basically that he's watched several of my shows, but he wants to know about webcams, green screens, and mics. Now, I've shown you two webcams. That's the C920X, which is the entry level, and the Brio. Now, the Brio I've had for 2 years. Perfect. Just does what it says on the tin, really, and it's Logitech. So now what I'm going to show you is a microphone. Okay. And then I'm going to show you the lighting and the green screen. Okay. Well, talk about it anyway. Right. Okay. You're listening to, if I go down here, the microphone I'm using today is the Elgato Wave 3. And just let me go along here. So this, basically, I've had several microphones over the years. And the thing with microphones is, oh, wow. It's 20% discount today, $119.99. It's the Elgato Wave 3 USB condenser microphone. And you're listening to it now. Now, the thing about microphones is it's personal choice. Yeah, it's how the microphone sounds to you. Bass, tone, everything about the microphone. Now, I'm fortunate. I do roundtable shows on Facebook, and I said to Rico Glover, who lives in the States, Krista Boven, who lives in Belgium, and to Alec Dorling, who lives in Sweden, works for Volvo, come along to my show and bring your microphones with me. Well, Rico brought a headset. Krista Boven brought the Blue Yeti, and Alec brought this microphone. I'll just show it to you, just a moment. Okay, it's a Shure microphone, so bear with me. But this is, and you're listening to it, and I apologize for any slight difference in sound. This is the Elgato Wave 3. This is by Elgato. We know Elgato for the Stream Deck. The Wave 3 is their microphone, and you're listening to it. And to me, this microphone has deep, rich tones. It's about 3 feet away from me, and normally it's sat on my desk, the stand. This is quite a substantial piece of kit, in actual fact. And if I come back here, hopefully, if the wire stretches, if I come back here, here it is. And you can adjust the rake of the microphone, and the stand just goes there. USB-C connection. You can plug in headphones, and basically that's it. Yeah, it's a USB condenser microphone. Just going through its main features, it's got a digital mixer. Right now, I've tried all sorts of mixers. I've tried bananas. I've tried, well, you know what I mean, digital mixer for streaming, which means that you can bring into your microphone sound from your browser, sound from your desktop, sound from Spotify. You can have I've only got 5 fingers, but you can have 6 different sources of music or sound coming into the microphone and then broadcasting out on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. It's so simple to use. Yeah. If I go here, and I'm probably not going to be able to find it now, right? Just take it from me. It does have a mixer that works, and you could actually play Spotify through your microphone, and it is high quality. The next thing about this microphone is it's got a built-in clip guard. You know the S's and the plus, and it's got a clip guard built in. It's got a capacitive mute. Now, this is the only problem with this microphone. I'll sit it up straight now. The only problem with this microphone is rather than having a mute button, which you can press, it's got a capacitive mute on top. You can, by accident, switch the microphone off. Now you've got to be doing something like doing a demonstration on Amazon for it to happen. But that's the only downside of it. It is, and I'm putting this on screen, it's a condenser capsule with a tight cardioid polar pattern, captures speech with precision. Okay, and that's what it does. That's what it's doing now. It's actually capturing what I say. The microphone itself was released on June 18th, 2020. So if you're looking for a microphone, that's one candidate. That is, if I go down here, yeah, that's one candidate, which is the Elgato Wave 3 Premium. You're listening to it, so I can't say fairer than that. Now, if you want a choice, okay, the next microphone in the carousel is the Audio-Technica AT2020, and that is on discount today. It's 20% off. It's $86.99. Okay, let me just take that off screen. And oh, good. I don't have a cheat sheet for this, but I do have the microphone. Okay, just give me a second. Down in the carousel at the moment is this microphone, which is, just a minute, it's got rather a long cable. Okay. And when I get to the end of the cable, I can actually start talking about it. Okay. Just a minute. Hang on. Right. Okay. This is a USB mic. It's not it's not XLR. It has about a 15-foot cable attached to it. Okay. This is the Audio-Technica AT2020, which today is $86 and cents. Basically, again, I heard this mic on recommendation. I was listening to Mike doing his podcast show, and podcasters are pretty critical of sound, and I heard this with Mike using it, and I said to him, I said, Mike, I love the sound of your microphone. Which microphone are you using? And he said, okay, I'm using the Audio-Technica AT2020, and he gave me the Amazon link. I bought it, and here it is. It's got a stand. You could use a boom arm as well. You can adjust the stand. It's got the gain control, and it's got the ability to put headphones in. Now, this is a very good, high-quality microphone. In fact, until I heard Alec with the Elgato, it is a beautiful tone. I can't show it at the moment, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make short videos for everything, and then you'll be able to hear this microphone. But it is high quality. I enjoyed using it. I had it for about 2 years. It's great build. It's a solid microphone, and it's got a deep, rich tone. Yeah. Now, you're in the box seat because you're watching Amazon Live now. Rant time. Okay. It's a great microphone, as is the Elgato. But this I've had this for 2 years, and I haven't had a problem with it, and it's been a workhorse. You're in the box seat. I'll tell you why you're in the box seat. There are over 2,000 Amazon Live broadcasters. We don't work for Amazon, we're independent, but we all have our own shows on Amazon Live, and we all broadcast regularly. And the odds are we all use different microphones. So if you're watching a live broadcast on Amazon and you like the sound of the microphone, then in the comments, ask the host of the show which microphone you're using, and they will tell you. And if they should probably be able to give you the Amazon.com link to it. So it's about you're in control. You can listen to a show and then just say, tell me what your microphone is. Anyway, the microphone that I've been showing you now is this one, which is the Audio-Technica AT2020. I'm going to put it back where it lives, and I will put together a short video actually demonstrating it. In fact, if you click the link in the carousel now, just a minute. It's like a lunar lander. I was just making sure it had a soft landing. So if you click the link in the carousel now, you'll be taken to the standard Amazon.com page, and you'll hear samples of the Audio-Technica AT2020. Click the link and it will open in a new tab. Okay. Right. Just a reminder then, if I go here, and press that button. Your host is Stephen Healy, that's me. We're talking about live broadcasting. We've looked at Logitech Brio, and we're going to look at the Samsung phone shortly. We're looking at microphones, and I want to say a big thank you for actually watching. Okay, and the other thing is, I want to say thank you to the 2 people who have actually followed me. I'm very grateful for the fact that you've actually followed. If you are watching me live now and you're wondering what I'm saying and you've no idea that I'm actually from England, you want to hear my accent, then press the unmute button. And if you feel like following, then please do follow. Okay, now don't do that very often. I'm grateful to the 2 people who've actually followed me today. And I'm going to go down here. Oh, I was in full flow. We say hello to Mr. Nick Wood, fellow Amazon live broadcaster. Nick, hello, thank you, and thank you for commenting and joining. And Rene said hi and followed, and Nick has said hello. Okay, and we already follow each other. Just a note, I'm live 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday on Amazon Live. I'm grateful to be so. Nick and I are live. Well, Nick and I do the show together on Monday. So this Nick and I are live on Mondays, and we do a double-headed show with a movie quiz. Yeah, it's not just, we actually entertain. We've got a movie quiz, 10 questions about movies, multiple choice, and we get helped by the audience. Absolutely brilliant. So we both love doing that broadcast. Well, we love being on Amazon Live, end of, really. Okay, so the question earlier, which I'm working my way through now. Cameras, I would say C920 is okay. Brio is probably better. Microphones, I would go with the Elgato Wave 3. Alternative is the Audio-Technica AT2020. And come to green screen in a minute. Lighting. Okay, now, just a minute. I'm going to show this on screen. I was watching an Amazon live broadcast hosted by my good friend Marco Novo from Portugal, and his guest was Daniel Sigman of Logitech. And Daniel talked about Logitech C920, 922, 925 and the Brio, and then went to talk and demonstrate the light, the Logitech Litra light. And I saw the light. Just give me a second. I just need to find it in the carousel. Okay, just let me go over here. I just want to find it, and then it's highlighted. Okay, now backstory. I had 2 softboxes, one either side of me. Blasting light onto the wall. I got a light wall, and the light was reflected back, and it was perfect. I had those softboxes for 3 years, but the thing about softboxes is wear and tear, because they're made of material, and if you're not too careful, one of the bulbs might break. And they were big, bulky, and Angelica and I, my partner, we had a discussion about it, and Angelica said, "Don't you think you best get rid of those?" So they were dismantled, taken off to the local recycling centre, and they're now being used elsewhere in bits and pieces, of course. So I was looking for a light, and I saw Marco and Daniel. I thought that's the perfect light, because the light just fits over the top of your monitor. There's nothing, no big boxes. It's this. This is it. I'm going to go back a bit. Okay. And I'm going to switch the microphone slightly. Just a minute. Get the microphone right. This is the Logitech Litra Glow light that's down the carousel. When you get the light, there is cellophane there and there's cellophane on the base. Take it off, recycle it. As far as the light itself is concerned, it attaches to your monitor using the shelf here. That just hooks over the back of your monitor. The light itself, basically, you can extend it, okay? You can bend it forward to that extent. You can turn it left and right, Okay, like so. My light is like that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just a minute. You just plug the USB cable into there and you've got control of the light. Now, what I'm going to show you now, I want to switch cameras. Just give me a second. I'm going to stay here, but I'm going to switch to my second camera. And I need to switch to that camera. Okay. Right, because what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you exactly how this looks. Okay, and then we're going to actually see the software. So if I go here and I go here, I switch myself off solo and we say goodbye to Marco and Daniel. Thank you. And then I switch this camera on and I go picture in picture. And I just want to shrink myself just a moment and go there. Okay. Right, so now you can see another part of my office. This is my BenQ monitor. And on top of the BenQ monitor is an Omnispot tiny camera, which we're talking about shortly. Then the Logitech Brio, which we've spoken about. But this is the Logitech Litra light. Now, as you can see, it's on top of my monitor. It's pointing down at me, a slight angle. And if I go here, the first thing I can do, as with everything, download the software. And with the software, without my moving anywhere near the light, I can switch it off. I can switch it on again. Yeah. Now, I can also, there are 6 presets with this. And I'm just going to go here. Let's go. Hopefully you can see the effect here. Okay. So I'm controlling the light with the software, and the software is actually got 6 presets. And if I go here, I can possibly do this the other way around. Just a minute. Okay, so you can see the light. Okay, just to make sure that you can see the light, I can switch it off. I can switch it back on again. Now it's lighting me, and this is it's got 6 presets. This is the brightest, then the cozy daylight. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt the impossible. I'm going to put myself full screen. Okay, so you know where the light is now. And I'm going to share my screen. Just a second. Every piece of hardware that you buy has software to go with it. And this is the software that goes with the light and controls the light. This is it. Okay. Now, the software is Logitech G Hub, which is used by gamers throughout the world. Gamers actually use this software. It's well recognized to millions of gamers around the world. So let's go through some features and then I'll go through the light itself. So I'm going to go to a Logitech Litra light. Just give me a second. Yeah, I've got it. Its official title is the Logitech Litra Glow Premium LED Streaming Light. As you can see, it's on top of my monitor. It uses, just a minute, too much. It's TrueSoft is the lighting name. It's got an adjustable mount. Now, the thing is that I can take this light here and I can twist it off and I can put it onto a tripod. Okay, so you can either have it on here like this and on top of the monitor, or you can put it on a tripod. Okay, it's got brightness and color settings. You can see those. Yeah, color temperature on it. That's the on-off button. That is the temperature. That is the brightness controlled physically. The software can control it too. There's a desktop app, which is what I'm using now. And it is basically neutral skin tones. This is very kind to your skin and it gives you a radiant look. Okay, I'm reading the advertising blurb now, but it's not an in your face. Now, the thing about this light is it's designed for gamers and for broadcasters. You can have this light on 24 hours a day. And it's, well, let's confirm that in writing, shall we? Okay. It is safe for all day streaming. Now, it's freedom of light placement. We talked about that on top of the monitor. Yeah. And it uses the G-Hub software. Okay. And the software you can see below me. And if I use the software, hopefully this will work. I can change to one of 6 presets, and you may only see a subtle difference in my picture, but hopefully there is some difference. Yeah, that's definitely different. And this one is most certainly different. Okay. Now, there are 6 presets from Logitech, and there's 1 preset from Stephen, and this is mine. And the problem with this is that I'm using too much of that. So I'll turn that down, and too much of that. So I'll turn that down. And I'm now back to where I was. So the software allows you to take full control of the light, and you only need, if you're a solo broadcaster, you only need 1 Logitech Litra light to provide the effect that I've got now, where I'm in my studio, I have no other lights on, and just a Logitech Litra Glow, 1 of these, down in the carousel, $59.99. I looked at alternatives and the hundreds of dollars. I've got to say, this from Logitech, and we know Logitech, quality kit, okay, reliable, long-lasting equipment from Logitech. And this Litra light was actually released, just a minute, it's somewhere down here. I thought I had it. Oh, never mind. The light itself was released this year. Okay, so Logitech Litra light. So back to K. Cameras, Logitech C920X or Brio. Microphones, I've got my phones going off. Elgato Wave 3 or the Audio Technica AT2020. And lighting, I've only got 1 choice, and that's this one. Okay, and it just works. It just works. It's so good. I got 2 of them. So I've got 2 of these. So lighting, Logitech Litra Glow, down in the carousel now, $59.99. And if I come back to my carousel, it's got 626 4.5-star reviews. But against that, it only came out earlier this year. So it's a relatively new piece of kit, less than 6 months old. And as far as lighting goes, it simply works. If I switch the light off, hopefully this goes. If I switch the light off, then you can see I've gone darker. Switch the light back on, and I'm now well lit. I can stop sharing that, and back to me in the studio. Okay, now Kay's next part of his question, or her question. Yeah, sorry, because you've not put your full name. I'm guessing. Something that, right? You don't need a headset. Okay. I'd love to sell you a headset, but I'm broadcasting solo. I don't have a headset. Okay. The only time you need a headset is if you've got guests. And even then, you don't need a headset. If you're broadcasting just you, headsets are not required. The only time you need a headset is if there are 2 or more people on screen. That's the only time. Yeah. You don't need a headset at all. And because you're not wearing a headset, you will look professional because you'll be you. So don't need a headset. I used to have a headset, and then technology's improved. Most systems now got noise cancellation, so don't need a headset. So the only thing left is green screen. Right, if I go here, okay, behind me, just a minute. Behind me is a green screen. Well, behind the wall behind me is a green screen, and the green screen that I'm using, I'm just going to scroll along now. The green screen that I'm using is the Fovitech reversible green screen, which is down the carousel. And I found this to be reliable. Fovitech, you've got green on one side, blue on the other. So in other words, it's reversible, and it's your choice as to which one you use. It's scrunchable. It's got its own carrying case, so you can scrunch it, fold it, and it's mobile. I mean, green screen's got two purposes. One, obviously photography, and the second is video. If you're going to do background removal, then you do need a green screen. Okay, I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to try this anyway. Okay, this may or may not work. And I don't want to break anything, but what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to risk this. Just a minute. This is not a perfect green screen. This is what happened. Just a minute. I'm going here, artwork. I'm just going to my hard drive and I need to go. Where are we? Resized, yeah. Right. In a minute, I'm going to disappear and I'm going to be replaced. There you are. If you don't have a green screen, and this is a perfect example of it, because I haven't got a green screen behind me, when I move my hands, yeah, I can actually tear. And the thing is, my hair's blowing in the breeze and there is no breeze. So if you don't have a green screen, you're not going to get the same quality picture as you would if you had a green screen. So if you don't have a green screen, it will look okay, but people may say you're not using a green screen. That's the risk you run. I mean, it does work. Yeah. I mean, if I go, having had partial success with this, if I go like this and upload another background, okay, and I upload this background, with some backgrounds, you could get away with it. Yeah. If I'm going to disappear again. I'll be back in, see my fingers disappearing. I've frozen. I will be back. Okay. Just a minute. I'm just waiting for it to take place. Okay. Right. Now I'm not going to stay like this, but yeah, get a green screen and just let me do this and remove the green. Come back. Okay, so green screen. Fovitec is down the carousel. Basically, I would recommend that as being a reversible green screen, transportable and easily taken care. So I think, Kay, if you're still watching, thank you. I've offered you options in relation to being professional. Headphones don't need headphones. Okay, even if you're on a Zoom call, don't need headphones. Not really, because I have a love-hate relationship with headphones. To be honest. Okay, so I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live. Just as a reminder that Sticky Notes. Your host is Stephen from England. You were talking about live broadcasting. We looked at Logitech Brio, and the next item we're going to look at is, okay, we'll get there, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is $100 discount today, down in the carousel. Okay, now I'm chuffed about this. I'm happy about this because if I go and take that off, Samsung Galaxy S22 is my new mobile phone, and it is, well, it's just oozes quality, really. And I'm going to show you images taken with the phone. I'm going to show you a video taken with the phone. So that's to come. But first, let's go through the features of the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And the first thing I've got to do is to switch it on. Okay, so I switched it on and I need to go here. Just a minute, I'm just waiting for it to actually come through. typical when you're doing a demonstration. Okay. I didn't actually go live on my page. Just a minute. I was checking something out. It's basically, if I go there and oh, that's weird. Okay, never mind. This is a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. I need the breather then. It's 256 gig. Okay. Or my friend Guy Cook in Walla Walla has got the 512 gig version. It's 8K camera and 8K video. And well, I'm going to show it to you. It's got the brightest display that a Samsung phone has ever had. I can go out in bright sunlight and I can scroll the phone and I can still read it. Yeah. Now, if you remember the Samsung Galaxy Note, the Samsung Galaxy Note had an S Pen which disappeared. It's back. The S Pen is now part of the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And if I go here and in a second, I can write just to show that this is live. I can write hello Amazon. Now the beautiful thing about note taking is that even with if you're in a meeting and you have your mobile phone switched off, you can still take notes and you can save them so that when you are able to switch your phone back on, any note that you've made is available to you. So you can take notes when the phone is off. The other thing about the S Pen, of course, is that it's actually great. Just a minute. It's actually great for actually controlling the phone. And the phone has, this is working on 4G at the moment. This has a very fast scroll. Okay, I'm scrolling my own profile. Yeah, so very fast scroll. It's got, I'm going to show you some photographs and a video in a moment. It's got a long battery life. Okay, and this is the point. It has 8K super steady video. Built into the phone is a stabilizer. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I can talk and talk and talk about this, but what I'd rather do, yeah, is to actually show you a video created with the phone. So this is the quality of the video. Yeah, it's going to say this video was created using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and it was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the video full screen. Okay, this is the Quartz Garden in England. We're about to take a walk around the Quartz Garden and I'll be back in 2 minutes. In the meantime, enjoy the video. Right, we're at the Quartz Garden and just had lunch. And the thing about the Quartz Garden is it's a beautiful place to actually stroll around and just enjoy the gardens. So I'm just going to walk around and I am using my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and my new DJI OM5 gimbal. I've got the internal microphone on the Samsung, so no external mic. I'll try an external mic next time, but it's just so beautiful today. It's about 28 degrees and I'm just going to try something here because if I do this I should be able to change the view. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to come down again. It's actually stuck, isn't it? Wait a minute, let's adjust this. This is just a trial. Okay, so I'm going to go like that, or like that, or like that. I've got to be able to see what's on the screen, so I can see what's on the screen. And I'm just wondering how steady this is. This is better than actually holding the phone. It's a lot easier to actually grip the gimbal than it is to actually grip the phone, so this is a win. But there's so many things this gimbal can do, and I really haven't learnt half of them, or even a quarter of them. But let's look at the borders. And there are people here today car park was full, but I don't think everybody actually came over here. But there's just flowers here in full bloom. We are at the beginning of August, first week in August, and the grounds here are just absolutely stunning. Now, the other thing that's important this year is that I've got my new eyes, which means that this year I can actually see clearly where I'm going. That's the entrance over there, where you come in, and then you led into the gardens. There's a cafe just around the corner, and I'm back. Just a sec. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, can you just if you just say you can hear me? Yeah. I want to make sure that I've got sound, and sometimes when I play a video, the sound disappears. So this may be a short broadcast, but if you can hear me, please do say, we can hear you. Yeah, that'd be most helpful. I've got some more comments coming in, which I can take. And Renee is saying hi. Nick said hello, Stephen. And Nick also said, go movie quiz. Okay, and the next comment is from Corinda. And Corinda is saying, can this clip onto Samsung Galaxy S22? I'm not sure what you were talking about. I wouldn't clip anything onto the phone. There's no need. We've not got to the Pearl microphone yet, so I'm not sure what you're actually talking about, Corinda. I do want to know. I want to know whether I can be heard. Okay, what can I do? What can I do to make sure that you can hear me? Just let me go. This is still the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. What we're going to do is we're going to go here, and I'm going to go to live video hub with Stephen. Okay, which is where I live, which is where all my videos go. And I'm going to go down to the video. I'm going to put the video full screen and come down here. So this is me live on the phone, and you can see the quality of the video on the phone. I'm live on Facebook at the same time as being live. Just a minute. For the past couple of months, and now it's on public beta, which means that right. The unfortunate thing, that's not it. Just a minute. I need to go back one, and it's not showing. Oh, there we are. Okay, so good for that. It's me live on the phone, and you can see the quality of the video on the phone. I'm live on Facebook at the same time. Let me turn the sound down. Okay, bear with me a moment. Okay, right, that's better. I was looking at the wrong video. I'm actually live on Facebook and YouTube at the moment. That is the live Facebook feed, and you can see it's going to catch up with me in a moment. It's about 20 seconds behind where I am in the studio because the processing delay. I mean, we're going from England to Be Live servers, and then we're going out to Amazon. So it all takes time. So the picture here is not the picture here. There's always a delay, which we accept. So staying with the phone, and it's a high quality picture. That video, as I said, the actual phone itself is working on 4G at the moment. So if I go back to the phone, and let's just carry on with the phone itself, because we left off that it had 8K super steady video. Now, in order to show that video a moment ago, I had to step down from 8K to 1080, because 8K video is absolutely fantastic. You can play it on your desktop, you can upload it to YouTube, but to actually play it in a live broadcast, you've got to step it down to 1080, which we did. Okay. The camera itself, just a minute. Let me just open something else. Let's go there and Chrome. Okay. Right. So you've got Nightography Plus. Now, this is incredible. I'm going to show you some photographs in a minute taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And it does have, well, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to I'm going to show you. That's the best way. Now, the cameras on the back, the lenses, the best that a Samsung ever had, 108 megapixel, 3x zoom, 10x zoom, and the nightography lens. It's got adaptive color contrast from 120 down to 1, and it adapts to the light. So I can actually scroll this phone in broad daylight. It has a long-lasting battery. Fast charging is with a brick, and there's a brick down in the carousel that you can charge it with, 30-watt brick, and it charged then in under an hour. It's got the embedded S Pen. If you put the S Pen down as I did, then basically you get it, and you go out the room, you get a reminder on the phone saying you've left your S Pen behind, and you can then put it back in, like so. So embedded S Pen. You'll notice that the S Pen goes through the case. This case is down the carousel. It's made specifically for the S22. They do lots of cases. This one's for the S22. It's got 4 reinforced corners, because the first thing we do when we get a new phone is to buy a case for it. It's got reinforced corners, and it's also got a patterned back and patterned sides. So this phone is not going to slip out of your hand in this case. Okay. Now, next thing is the phone is unlocked by Samsung. So you can go to your favorite carrier, and this is a dual SIM phone. You can get 2 SIM cards to go in this phone, and you can get 2 phone numbers and 2 lots of text and 2 lots of, you can make and take phone calls on it too. Okay, now as far as size is concerned, the phone is 6.8 inches deep. Yeah, so it's 6.8 inches deep. It's got a WQ HD screen. It's an edge screen, and it's, as I said earlier, 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate, which is pretty darn good. Talking of charging, 5,000 milliamp charging, 45 watts if you get a brick, 45 watts, 15 watts wireless charging, which takes longer. The rear camera is 108 megapixels. The front camera is 40 megapixels. The camera for the mobile phone was released February 9th, 2022. So this is this year's flagship Samsung phone, the best that Samsung do. And I'm very happy to have one and to be using one daily. It is everything they say. Right. So we've watched a video. Now we're going to look at some photographs, if I can find them. Just a minute. And go over here. Okay. I should have some photographs. Just a minute. No, that's not the photograph, is it? That's an Amazon Live photograph. We don't want that. Okay. So I'm just looking for some. We've talked about Logitech Litra Glow Light. We've played the video, so I can hide the video. I can go there, and I'm just looking down in my carousel to actually find some images that I can show you. Okay. Right. I'm going to, right. Okay. I'm going to bring them in again. Live video, anything can go wrong, and I've left them behind, and I'm just going to have to find them. So I'm going to go over here and go here. Just give me a second. Won't take long. I'm going to go to broadcasts. I'm going to go to Amazon. I'm going to go to August. Just a minute. Let me go up again. I'm not going to find these, am I? I did have. Oh, wait a minute. There we are. Right. It's going to take a minute. So if you just wait a minute, I will have. Just a minute. I just want to adjust something. I'm going to go. I just want to adjust something. That one. All right. Okay. What I'm going to do is this. Oh, it's a dark overcast day today. I'm back. Okay, and I'm waiting for this file because I wanted to show you photographs actually taken with the phone. Okay, and I'm waiting for them to upload. Although the way things are going, I don't know whether they're going to upload or not. It says uploading and it's at 0%. I'm going to zap that. Okay, I can't zap it. It's uploading. I've locked my system. Oh, it is uploading. Oh, we have progress. I hope I haven't got rid of it. Okay, one of the things about live broadcasting is that things never ever go perfectly. If everything goes perfectly, then there is something wrong. And I just need to set something up. Okay, that's better. I'm back to where I should be. All's well with the world. It's processing the file. I'll be able to show you the photographs in a minute or two. It's exciting. Well, I think I know what we're going to see. So I've got prior knowledge, but I'm just waiting for it to process. Basically, what I'm showing you is a PDF, and the PDF, it's ready to go. So we can do this. Let's go over here, and I'm going to go picture in picture. So not that way around, picture in picture this way around. So you've got me, I'm here, and I'm going to show you images taken with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. We've seen the quality of the 8K video. Now we're going to see the quality of the photographs. Okay, first photograph is from Birdland. Now, Birdland, I'm in the UK, by the way. Birdland is a wildfowl park in the centre of England, in the Cotswolds, and it's near Bourton-on-the-Water. And they've got 140 different species of wild bird, and we got closer to the flamingos. On this image, I was just able to zoom in, yeah, and it's a beautiful, well, I'm going to say, you decide whether these are good photographs or not. Okay, the next photograph, they've got penguins. And again, I was about 30 feet away from the penguins. I was just able to zoom in with the camera to catch these 6 penguins, 5 of whom were asleep, 1 awake. And it's just so easy to take photographs with the Samsung Galaxy S22. These were taken in July. Okay, now I'd like you to meet someone. Hopefully. Oh, just a minute. I've broken my studio. It's not processed correctly. Oh, wait a minute. That's better. Right. I'd like to meet my partner, Angelica. Angelica is German language tutor and translator. We live in Devizes, which is about 93 miles away from London. And you can see this beautiful photograph of Angelica with the flamingos and wildfowl in the background. The next photograph is our wild garden, and this is basically 1 week in, and then hopefully this is going to cook. This is 3 weeks in. Beautiful colors, all respected by the Samsung Galaxy S22. This is the Crammer, which is a man-made pond, which is 5 minutes from where I live. And basically you've got, if you look behind the left-hand tree, you can see our church, which is St. James's Church. And then I'm pointing here, it's pointless, isn't it? A row of workers' cottages, but this is a man-made pond. We get Canadian geese, we get mallard ducks, we get swans, we get wildfowl from all around the world. And it's just a great place to actually sit down. Now we've had, this is Devizes High Street. I just love the composition on this. Cars on the left-hand side, double yellow lines for no parking, and then the shop with the goods outside. Okay, and then this is nightography. This is a photograph taken at night. Now this is 11 o'clock at night. It was pitch black. It really was pitch black. And the camera picked this out as a night shot, and it just composed it perfectly. And the final photograph, we've just had the Commonwealth Games in England, and the Shire Horse in the picture, one of 4 Shire horses working for the local brewery, took this through the streets of Devizes, and I just love taking the photograph. There are 4 shy horses. They deliver ale to local public houses 5 days a week. But at the moment, all the horses are actually on holiday. So that's the Samsung Galaxy S22. It is down in the carousel, and it is $100 off today, and it's my favorite camera. Now it lives, my camera that is. If I go, I want to change cameras back. Just come back to me a second. Go have a word with the director here. I want to change cameras. Just give me a second. Just a sec. I'm just going to click there and go down a little bit. Okay, and change to that camera. I'm going to be back in a second. All right. Okay, if I go here, the Samsung Galaxy S22 lives in this Lamicall holder. The holder has different angles you can put it to. You can raise and lower it, and that's where my Samsung Galaxy phone lives. Okay, so, oh, just a minute. Let's go down this minute. The stand, a couple of things about that. Just let me find it. The Lamicall phone stand is now down in the carousel. Just let me go here and here. So this is the Lamicall phone stand, and I'd like to say thank you to Lamicall for actually supplying this. I've got one of my own. I've had a Lamicall stand for 3 years, but this is the phone stand. It takes larger phones, so it's built for the iPhone 12, the iPhone 13. You can put it back, and then the phone just goes in like that, and it's so simple and straightforward to do. You can raise and lower it, and if I go back here, you can see it goes on the desk like so. Phone goes in like that, and you can take your S Pen out, okay, and switch the phone on, okay. Oh, I'm drawing. Okay, switch the phone on and draw. Right, okay, so that's a demonstration of the stand. Let's come back to me. Okay, so Lamicall stand is practical. Okay, and I use it when I'm sat on my desktop with the S Pen to actually navigate the Samsung Galaxy S22. Okay, so let's go back to the carousel. We've answered a few questions this afternoon. I want to say thank you for the questions. Thank you to everybody who's commented live. And we're going to go on to, right, I'm going to cover this fully tomorrow. But during the week, I'm on live video. I'm live on Amazon Live 5 days a week. Okay. At the weekends, Angelica and I, who you met earlier, Angelica and I go out to castles, country houses, and national monuments, and I film. I use my Samsung Galaxy S22 to shoot video, but I want the video to go on YouTube. So if I don't want any shakes. So I use down in the carousel, you will see my new gimbal. Now I've only had this less than a week, and this is the DJI OM5 gimbal, which is down the carousel. Now, the whole purpose of a gimbal, well, it's 2 things. One, if you're holding an expensive mobile phone and you're actually taking photographs, you don't want to drop the phone. Okay. $1,100? No. So you want the phone to be secure. The other thing is that as you're walking along, you're going up and down, and the phone goes up and down. And I'm aware my lights are going up and down now. I don't know what's happening. Is there a bulb flickering? That's a possibility. Okay, so a gimbal, like the one down the carousel, which is this one, keeps the phone steady. Now, you just need to unlock it, turn that there, and lift up, and that's the gimbal side of things done. Now it comes in a carry case, which is here. So this is the DJI carry case, and these cases are getting smaller and smaller. And in the carry case is stuck. Just a second. All right. Is a clamp. You take your phone, it's a magnetic clamp, yeah. You take your phone, you put the clamp halfway down your phone, like so, and it is a simple and straightforward exercise taking seconds.
I don't know that.
The gimbal has a magnet on top. You put the phone on the gimbal. Just a minute. You put the phone on the gimbal and you're then ready to shoot video like this. Okay, so you can shoot video once you've got the gimbal and the gimbal is in place. You can shoot steady video, high quality video, which you could actually then put on YouTube. I mean, that's the thing. If you're shooting for your own use, if you're using your mobile phone to take videos for family, then there's not a problem. If you want, however, to use the videos on YouTube, then you do need to be steady. Now, I've used a gimbal to shoot videos at Stonehenge, at Avebury, everywhere in Wiltshire. Stonehenge, Avebury, Salisbury, and you've just seen the Courts Garden. And it's just my hobby. It keeps me fit. The ability to actually just go walk about with the phone. And all you need to do is, having got the gimbal assembled, is to switch it on. Okay, and the gimbal will then go and it's now ready for use. And it's as simple as that. So open the gimbal, put the clamp onto the phone, put the phone onto the gimbal. That's it. And all I need to do now is just walk. Yeah. And I can then shoot photographs. Okay. And I've switched it off, which is probably the best thing to do. So the gimbal down the carousel is the DJI OM5. It is simple to use. It's very effective. There are controls for, you've got a joystick there, which you can use to do a pan around and go up and down. Okay, you've got great control of the phone. Now, the other thing is, if you are shooting with just the phone, yeah, then you're only going to get eye level shots. If you're shooting with a gimbal can go forwards, it can go sideways, either way, it can go upside down. The number of camera angles that you can use with a gimbal as opposed to far higher, you've got more variety. Now, throughout the summer, I'm going to be taking more and more videos, which I'll use as samples to actually show you why gimbals are such a great thing. I mean, I got also down in the carousel is the Hohem, because I'm a gimbal person. Here's the Hohem iSteady gimbal, which is it's not as expensive as this one. So that works well, but you can see the difference in size. Yeah, there is a size difference. This is more compact, and it's the DJI as well. Okay, I think DJI are market leaders in a lot of things, including gimbals. To actually close this up again, excuse me a moment, all I need to do is fold that down. All I need to do is fold that down. Okay, did it eventually. And then, having folded it down, just lock it. That's it. And then it goes back into its carrying case. Now, the video I just showed you earlier of the Courts Garden, which is we're available on the replay, is a great example of using a gimbal because it was super steady. Yeah, it was a super steady video. So gimbal, it's also basically, it's got a tripod, so you can use it with the Mimo software, and the Mimo software has got AI tracking. So it's a lot more than I've just told you, but it does provide high quality video. Right, I want to say thank you so much for actually watching me on Amazon Live today. And I'm going to go here. Okay. Your host is Stephen Healy from England. That's me. We're talking about live broadcasting. We looked at Logitech Brio camera. We looked at Samsung 22 Mobile, S22 Mobile. I want to say thank you for watching, and it's absolutely brilliant. I love, I hope you can tell, I actually love broadcasting Amazon Live, and I love sharing your company. I love all the comments that come in. I love that people actually join in as well, and even from as far afield as Vietnam. Zon is in Vietnam. Corinda is in London. Yeah. Nick. Okay. Nick is in Farnborough. Okay. So people from all around the world are actually watching, and that's the beauty of Amazon Live. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to talk about is down in the carousel. Right. You're shooting this beautiful video with your mobile phone. Now, the microphones on mobile phones these days are good, okay? But there is a better way of doing this, and that is to use an external microphone, a lapel microphone. Down in the carousel at the moment is a lapel microphone, which is $35.45. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. This is the box. This is the PowerDewise lapel microphone. I use this on all my videos because of the quality of the sound. Having an external microphone is preferable to using the internal microphone. So let's put that down, and I'm going to go over here, and this is the PowerDewise lapel microphone, and it's in this pouch, which is a carrying pouch. It just goes in my rucksack, goes around with me along with the gimbal, and here it is. This is a lapel microphone. Your microphone's under a cover, and then you've got a crocodile clip. And what you do with a crocodile clip is you just attach in second the crocodile clip to your clothing, and hopefully you can see that, possibly just below the button. And that's it. That's the microphone installed. The next part of it is got a 3.5mm audio lead. Yeah. And normally you could just plug that into your camera, mobile phone. But with the latest mobile phones like this one, there is no audio socket. You can't plug it in. So down in the carousel, down in my carousel, you'll find a widget. And the widget is this one. Just a minute. Let me just find the widget for you before I show it to you. Just a minute. Let's go for the widget. It's somewhere near the end of the carousel. I know. I seem to remember putting it there. No. Oh, I've lost it. I've lost it. Okay, just a minute. Just give me a minute. It'll be worth it. Just a second. The joys of live video. It's not when things go right. It's when things go wrong. Well, not wrong. It's not necessarily gone wrong, but smoothly. Okay. Now that's basically the thing I love about live video. Things never ever run totally smoothly. This is the difference between live video and TV. TV is perfect most of the time. Live video has its hiccups, and we'll say hello to just joining me. Let's go down here, and I'm just going to go down to the end of the comments. And Kay is here, and Kay is saying USB-C adapter. Correct. It's down in the carousel now. Thank you. That it's there. Okay, this is a USB-C adapter. It's down in the carousel. It's $7.99. It's on discount today. And this bridges the gap between the external lapel microphone and the mobile phone. It's 3mm cable there, USB cable there, and then, thank you for the answer, Kay. You can just plug that in to your mobile phone. And what happens then is that the lapel microphone, let's just take it off a moment. the Pearl microphone is taken over from the internal microphone until you unplug it. So you'll be using this microphone. And the benefits of the Pearl microphone are simple and straightforward. The Pearl microphone is up against your body. It's actually absorbing sound. So the first voice that's heard is yours. Yeah, and that's important. You don't want to have a, well, if you go to, say you go to Salisbury Cathedral and it's on a busy day and you've got people talking away and you can't be heard because of the people around you, not good. If you want to put your video on YouTube, and people go to YouTube and watch my Stonehenge videos and my Salisbury videos because of the sound quality, because I'm using a lapel microphone. And I've got a comment coming in automatically. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay. Basically, this is the first sound that goes onto the recorded video. I'm a Udemy teacher as well, and I use these to record my videos for Udemy students. It's just simple and easy to do. No echo. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so that's basically the Pearl microphone for mobile broadcasting, for recording instructional videos quickly. And my choice is this one down in the carousel. It's the PowerDeWise 3.5mm. There is the widget that Kay mentioned, that one, okay, which is a 3.5mm to USB-C connector, which is down in the carousel. Wonderful. Okay, so I've got, when I completed a broadcast, you don't want to see my office. In fact, what I'm going to do is go here. There's my office. And you can see the phone, you can see everything is, there's the Logitech LitraGlow light. There's my case for the Samsung phone, which is also down in the carousel. We've also got, we talked about C920X earlier. There's the 4-way USB hub. I'm using that to actually have 2 cameras and 2 microphones plugged in at the same time. Echo Dot, we've got 4 Echo Dots. You find an Echo Dot down in the carousel if you scroll along. Angelica's got version 4, I've got version 3, but it's handy for setting alarms and timers and asking questions and playing music from Amazon Music, of course. My Wi-Fi, my broadcast to you today is on the TP-Link Deco, which is the best Wi-Fi system I've found. Again, that is down in the carousel. We've got the Aftershokz headphones from Aftershokz, and then we have the TrebLab X3 Pro earbuds. Okay, and this here, the corner here, is my Microsoft Surface Book 2, which is also down in the carousel. And you can see my desktop at the moment is, well, I always start tidying up as soon as I finish. So, okay, that's good. So we've looked, let's just do a reprise, shall we? Okay, in this video today, let's come back to me. In this video today, and I'm going to make sure I'm on the right camera. Just a second. I just got something which is niggling me. No. Okay, that'll do. Okay, I'm back. Okay, just a reprise. We've looked at the Logitech C920X, which is down the carousel, $69.99, the ideal first camera, ideal gift for someone. We've looked at the Samsung Galaxy S22, which is the flagship phone from Samsung for 2022. And then we looked at the DJI gimbal, which is down the carousel, and we looked at our first discounted item, the microphone. We've also looked at the Logitech Brio 4K, which is a camera I recommended to Kay, and today it is 34% discount. We've looked at the OBSBot. No, we haven't. We haven't looked at the OBSBot. That's a good reminder, isn't it? Just a minute. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at the OBSBot 4K. Be right back. I've got 2 cameras, 1 microphone. Yeah, and I've shown you the pictures, so we can remove the pictures. I mentioned that video, and there you can see we've now got 2 cameras. The one bottom right is the Logitech Brio, and the one showing the main screen is the Ultraspot 4K. Now, both these cameras are 4K, and what I can do, as we've got both cameras here, is I can go side by side and come to me. Oh, wait a minute, just a second. Getting carried away. And come to me. What you now have is a side-by-side comparison of the Ultraspot 4K and the Logitech Brio. The problem I have is I don't know which camera to look at because they're next to each other on top of my monitor. But basically, you determine exactly how the camera works. Both are 4K. Both will broadcast to YouTube in 4K. The Ultraspot has got 4 times zoom. The Brio doesn't. Brio's got zoom, but not 4 times zoom. So let's stay with the Brio. Stay with the Ultraspot, which is down the carousel. Okay, and I want to say thank you for watching me live on Amazon. The Ultraspot, first of all, has 3 presets. This is me. This is the desktop. And this is a live feed of outside. Okay, so that's what it looks like outside at the moment. I can zoom out and you can see that we're looking through a window. I can up to 4 times zoom. I can zoom back in. Okay. The other thing about the Ultraspot, and I'm going to try this. So I come back to me. Okay, and I'm going to go here. Okay, this may or may not work. Just warning you. It may work, it may not work. But you can see that as I move back, everything else is moving too. And that's because the Ultraspot is not just a static camera like the Brio and the Elgato Facecam. The Ultraspot is in fact, well, it has AI tracking, which means that I can stand up. Well, I know I can stand up, but just watch. Okay, with the Ultraspot, I can stand up and the camera is following me. I can move about the room, close the door, and the Ultraspot is moving with me. Okay, and you can see the T-stand there. In fact, if I go here, this is the backdrop that we talked about earlier. This is the backdrop with the T-stand. You can see the clamps that are actually holding the photography backdrop in place. But the great thing about the Ultraspot is that it follows you. It's got AI tracking. And if I move closer to the camera, then again, the Ultraspot will actually move with me. And it always gives me headroom automatically. And if I look at the camera, it just simply works. It means that I can stand up and I can talk about the lapel microphone. Yeah, and you've got more energy when you stood up because your diaphragm's not being compressed. That was taught to me by a sage from Newcastle. Thank you for that. But it means that I can actually demonstrate, I can show you a Logitech Litra Glow light stood up and I can move backwards. And the camera, again, will follow me as I move backwards. Yeah, and I can move over here and I can lean over here. Now, as well as following me, this camera, the Ultraspot 4K, is a brilliant conference camera. As you've just seen, it can follow, it can move. It's on a 2-axis gimbal, it can move. Which means that if you have a situation where you've got, imagine a conference table and you've got 6 people around the conference table and you're doing a live Zoom broadcast from the conference. Put the Ultraspot Tiny in the center and then using the software, download the software. So one person controls the software. And as people start speaking, the OBSBot can go around the conference table. The microphone is in the center of the table. Remember, the microphone and OBSBot is omnidirectional, so it will pick everybody up around the table. So if you want to hold a conference, you just need one camera, and that camera is the OBSBot 4K, and it will be able to move all the way around every single speaker. It doesn't do it automatically. You need somebody to do it, but it does do that. Now, what I'm going to do now, as you can see, the camera is still tracking me, which means that you can see a close-up shot of me. And I'm going to go over here. Okay. And whilst you're looking at that, it means that I can come back to my seat. I can sit down. Okay. And now that I'm sat down, I can come back to me. Okay, so those are the facilities, the OBSBot 4K. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a quick run through of the main features of the 4K. Because if you've been watching from the beginning, thank you. If you just dropped in, thank you. If I go, excuse me, if I go here, I can turn that off. You're actually watching the OBSBot 4K camera now. I'm trying my best to actually look at it. It's the OBSBot Tiny PTZ 4K camera. Pan, tilt, and zoom. Okay. As you've just seen, it is AI powered and it's got auto framing and autofocus. It has a 4K video conference camera, we just talked about. It's got dual omnidirectional microphones, so you can put it in the center of the conference table. It's auto tracking with a 2-axis gimbal. It's got low light correction. If I turn my light off, yeah, then the camera, you can still see me, the camera will do its best to compensate. Put the light back on. Logitech Litroglow light down in the carousel. It has magical gestures. You can ask it to follow you. You can tell it to stop following you. You can zoom in. You can zoom out. You don't have to be anywhere near the computer, just near to the camera lens. Next feature is, we talked about dual omnidirectional microphones. It has noise reduction, not noise cancellation. It means it will lower the noise. It won't get rid of the noise. It's got 3 preset positions. We've seen that. You've got me. Okay. You've got the desktop. And you've got the garden. And that's a live feed from my neighbor's gardens. And sometimes we get butterflies and birds flying by, and it's just peaceful to actually watch it. But there's a slight breeze at the moment. Come back to me as we finish off the features of the OBSBot, which is down in the carousel at the moment. It's got AI tracking, which we've just seen. It's got magnetic mounting. Now, you can either mount the OBSBot, as we see here, just a second. This is what an OBSBot looks like, and you can either mount it on the top of your monitor, or you can mount it on a tripod. Yeah. And if you mount it on a tripod, you can move the tripod about, and this one is actually at my eye level. Yeah. Okay. And go over here, back to me, and we'll just, it's got magnetic, if you want to put it on your monitor, it's got a magnetic mount which just slides on top of your monitor. And I've got 2 OBSBots. I've got 2 OBSBots, which means that I've got 6 different views. This is OBSBot 2. OBSBot 1 was the one I bought back in January. I was so impressed that I bought my second OBSBot. Now, talking about the one I bought back in January, that is also in the carousel. It has exactly, the 4K we're watching now is 4K. You can broadcast out to YouTube in 4K. It's also 4 times zoom. The other OBSBot, I'm telling you this about the OBSBot Tiny 1080. It's down in the carousel now. It's on discount today. It's 15% off. It's $169. Now, the difference between, let's hang on. My studio's falling apart. Just a second. Just a second. I don't want that to happen. Let's come back here for a second. I've gone bright red. Why have I gone bright red? Anybody know? I just want to go here. Yeah. And I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch the light off. Switch it on again. I've gone bright red. Hang on. Just a minute. Do not adjust your sets. I'm going to adjust mine. Right. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. That's better. I'm still brighter than a bright thing, but never mind. Now, I've got two OBSBOT cameras. My first one is down in the carousel. And if I go here, right, okay. You've got the two OBSBOTs side by side, or you've got one OBSBOT and one Brio. Let's go to the OBSBOT. Right, the thing I've done with this camera is, this is the OBSBOT that's down in the carousel at the moment, is the camera is mounted on a tripod. Now, one of the things that is a problem to all live broadcasters is if I go here and you look at the monitor, there's the OBSBOT 4K, there's the Logitech Brio, and there's the Logitech Litra Lite. Now, the problem is that if I'm looking at the screen, this is my broadcasting studio now, you can actually see it. And there's the software that controls the OBSBOTs, which I'm going to move out of the way. But if I'm looking, I'm actually looking there, and the camera is up there, which means I've got to look upwards. Yeah. And that's a learned skill. Whereas if the camera is at eye level, the only thing I have to do now is to concentrate on the camera. So if you're on Zoom or Facebook or YouTube, Twitter and Twitch, and you really want to be spot on, then put your camera on to a tripod. Set the tripod at eye level, ignore everything else. And when it's your turn to speak, just look directly at the camera. And this is going to set you out amongst all the other people involved in the live broadcast or involved in the call, because you are looking directly at camera. And it's natural. To actually look straight ahead and look at the camera is just so natural. I mean, I can see things out of the corner of my eye, but my concentration is on looking directly in the camera. And it means that I'm looking directly at you. I am looking directly at you. I can't see you, but I'm looking directly at you. Okay, so let's go back to this camera. Okay, so that was the 4K and the OBSBOT 1080 and the 1080 camera, 2x zoom, down in the carousel at the moment. It is 15% off. I'd like to say this has been quite a broadcast. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has watched the broadcast live today. I am in training to do a 3-hour broadcast, which will come one day. I just enjoy this so much. So today has been just over 2 hours. I'd like to say thank you for actually joining me for part of the show. I do appreciate your joining me. It's always fun to be live on Amazon. It's always fun to have questions to answer. I want to say thank you to Kane for the question. Thank you to Nick and Corinda and to Zon and to everybody else who's commented live today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. And I hope to see you again soon. I'm live again, 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. This has been Stephen in Wiltshire, England, saying thank you for watching. Bye for now.